And we are back with more Taisho Alice, and we're just continuing where we left off, drowning in the lake. Yeah. All I could see was blue, and the deeper we sank, the darker it became. I couldn't breathe. I flailed my limbs desperately, but to no avail. My leaden body refused to cooperate, and the light was growing ever more distant. Someone, please help us. I reached out my hand, and Red Riding Hood pulled us up. I guess I could have finished that in the last part and then stopped here. I just didn't know how long it was going to take. Because we were, like, running over, and, like, this is what I do all the time. Like, we'll stop here, because I don't know. It could be, like, 2 minutes, it could be 20, and it's always, like, 10 seconds. Oh. Once I was back on dry land, I coughed up the water lodged in my windpipe. I could finally breathe again, but not without intense chest pain that brought tears to my eyes. Spacey! Whoa! Red threw his arms around me. I'm so glad you're safe. Red. There in his arms, the pain seemed to melt away. This time it was not my lungs, but my eyes that burned like they were on fire. You saved us. Thank you. He pulled away from me slightly and gazed at me. His eyes seemed damp with emotion. Or lake water, I suppose. I'm sorry. Please allow me to apologize. I'm so sorry, Spacey. I'm not a police officer assigned to protect you. I was lying to you the entire time. As you can see, the truth is, I'm a big, bad wolf. I deceived you. Really, I can't apologize enough. I'm just really curious as to how he got the ears. Like, I mean, his mom's like, everyone out there are wolves because you slept with the guy that had ears and a tail. Like, I don't know if he has a tail. I'm just saying, that's gotta be, like, I mean, come on. But, like, did you not notice, or, like, you didn't know that was, like, a weird birth defect thing, or, like, some weird, like, what, how in this universe does he have fucking ears? Like, wolf ears like this. Like, how? I'm just so curious. I want to know how this even happened. It's just, like, a thing that exists, and we're not gonna know? It's like, it's just a thing? He squeezed his eyes shut. Tears trickled out between his lashes and rolled down his cheeks. I quietly wiped them away. Honestly, I'm the one who should apologize. Spacey, I knew you were deceiving me, and I was deceiving you right back. What? We were? You were? Yeah. All the harassment that took place after you came to my house, all of it was completely staged. We knew about it? Oh my god, I didn't see that coming. Damn. This game, like, gives you little twists, and then it just, like, gives you fucking whiplash when it turns, like, does a complete 360. I'm so sorry. I hung my head in shame. Huh? Wolf and Ryoshi told me all about you. And after everything I heard, I decided I would take part in their scheme. Not only did I hide it all from you, I took advantage of your kindness. And I can see how much our little stunt has hurt you. Oh my god, I'm a horrible person. I'm really sorry, Red. I kind of love it. We're not, like, sweet and innocent. We're like, I kind of just was fucking with you too, and I do feel bad about it. Oh my god! This is so great! I'm a little disturbed by it, but it's so great. After the sudden confession, Red fell quiet. I had braced myself for this, of course, but it didn't make the silence any less uncomfortable. I might have really hurt him. The thought was like a knife in my chest. I'm assuming this is our brother, because either that or it's the wizard, but here's the thing. The wizard shouldn't show up in our good ending, and we've done everything right. I don't know. Well, looks like you've gotten yourself in trouble again. Or is that Alice? Nope, deep voice. Just then I heard a familiar deep voice from somewhere above me. Okay, it's our brother, okay. I looked up to find Mr. Ryoshi, standing over us with a lollipop in his mouth. Hey there, long time no see. How have you been? It's you! Red pulled me close while glaring daggers up at my brother. No surprise there, I guess. After all, Ryoshi was the true mastermind behind this plot. Achoo! Bleh. Don't forget about me, you guys. Wolf looked at us, oh my god, reproachfully. I can't speak today. It's like not the first time this has happened today. Not reproachfully, but just I can't read words. Wolf looked up at us reproachfully as he staggered to his feet. There was no up in that sentence. See, I can't read. Wolf. Ah, up we go. Ugh, I'm gonna get sick all over again. And I only just got over my cold. Why'd you gotta lunge at me like that anyhow? You freaked me out, dang it. He sniffed. So, and now that the three of us are all present and accounted for, where shall we start? We exchanged looks. What? Meanwhile, Red was struggling to process this. This poor fucking thing. I kind of feel bad for Red. Like, I really do. Like, okay, I know he did the whole, like, well, I'm... Okay, wow. I'm sorry, Holy shit. You ever have one of those moments where all of a sudden you just get really fucking creeped out? Like, really spooked? Okay. I'll hold that thought. I'll finish what I was saying. So, like, I know he was like, I'm gonna get back at Ryoshi, so I'm gonna, like, use his sister. And, like, okay, yeah, that was kind of shady of him. But then, like, but he's just, the poor thing has always been ridiculed his whole life, probably. His mother, like, locked him away. Like, she left when he went outside. Like, this poor fucking thing. And then we do this? Like, I feel like an asshole. And no, the whole freaky thing. Okay, so, like, when I was talking, I was glancing around my apartment and I looked at my mantle. And up there I have a bunch of, like, little things. And and maybe I did it. Maybe he fell over and I put it back. But, like, I have a bunch of little pop figures all over my house. And I have my Snape one up there. And he's on the edge of my mantle. And he's fucking facing the wrong goddamn way. Like, he is looking at the wall in my apartment. And I'm just like, who the fuck was in my apartment and turned his ass around? Like, my sister has done that shit before. Like, she used to do that in my bedroom all the time. Like, she'd just, like, go in my room and, like, turn shit backwards to see how long it took me to notice. But she hasn't been here for, like, most of the fucking year. She was here earlier this year, and that's it. Like, my sister doesn't come to visit me where I lived out. Like, and unless he fell and, like, because it's possible, like, if I went to go put something up on my mantle and he fell down and I just put him back and I wasn't paying attention. But, like, how long has it been like that? And I haven't fucking noticed that he's, like, fucking backwards. But it's, like, you ever have that moment where you notice something and you're like, you just have that, like, everything, you just feel, like, cold and, like, tense and, like, scared? But not, like, terrified, but you're like, okay, something's wrong. It was like, oh, God, who the fuck turned it around? Like, was someone in my fucking apartment and turned it around? Is it a ghost? It was really weird because I was talking earlier about ghost stories and stuff. And, like, it was a post on Reddit. And people were, like, talking about the freaky things that happened to them. And I was just remembering how, like, my dad always seemed like the person who wouldn't be, like, and, like, wouldn't believe in ghosts. But was, like, so much, like, walked into a house one time when him and my mom were looking for houses and was like, we can't live here. This place is haunted. We're not living here. I'm not doing this. Like, and, like, he just seemed like the person, if you were like, oh my God, I saw a ghost, he'd be like, oh, whatever. Okay, that's stupid. Like, ghosts aren't real. But he was totally, like, not like that. It was just so weird because everyone in my family has weird ghost stories or, like, you know, stories like, oh, well, we were doing this and, like, this happened and it was so-and-so, like, ghosts coming to visit, like, and it's not, no one's like, oh, that's weird. Everyone's like, yeah, no, like, I don't know, my family's haunted or something. But, like, in the good way, like, ghosts come to visit you. Like, you know, like, my mom, my aunt, my uncle, my grandfather were sitting in his house after my grandmother passed away. And, like, the door from the garage into the house just blew open. And the garage door was down. So, like, there was no way that this door would have just, like, blown open, like, wind or anything. Popped open and my aunt was like, oh, hey, Mom, come on, we're all in here. Like, just casually, like, oh, it's obviously Mom, like, or my grandmother, like, popping it, like, all this shit happens all the time. But now, and after having told these stories and, like, thinking about my dad with the ghosts and stuff, I was like, yeah, because I was like, my dad's probably haunting my mom, like, and now that being turned around, I'm like, was my dad fucking here and, like, turn shit around on me to just be like, boop, I was here, okay, holy shit. maybe that's probably why my bird screams at night when I cover him up. Because my dad always used to try to poke him in the belly, and my bird hated it. He'd be like, I'm going to poke your belly. I'm going to get your belly. And there are times where I cover him up, and I'm like, I hope Grandpa pokes your belly, like, especially if he's being mean to me. like My dad wasn't like mean about it, but he always wanted to touch the bird, and the bird never wanted him to touch him. So I'm like, I hope now as a ghost he touches your belly. I don't know. That was just, but it's really fucking weird that it's backwards, and I don't know why I didn't notice it. And like, because it's a pop figure, like, how do you fucking not notice it's backwards? Or like, I'm seriously wondering if one of my friends, when they were here like a couple of weeks ago, turned it backwards and I didn't notice. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. I don't dust that often, so like, but the fact that I just know, dude, wow, fucking oblivious. But it spooked me, man. It was like, holy fuck, how'd that get backwards? If I noticed it like a day or two after my friends had been here, I would have, but this has like been like a week or two. It's probably been like more like 2 or 3 weeks. Holy shit. Freaked me out. Anyway, now that was 20 minutes of that. Anyway, I still feel really bad about poor Red. Like, this poor fucking thing. No matter how much he wants to say, like, I'm bad, I'm evil. No, you're not, you poor thing. You were traumatized. You have weird fucking wolf ears. Your mom basically treated you like you were a leper, and then she left you because you went outside and made a friend your whole life. You poor thing. I feel so bad for him, and then we're being such a horrible, horrible person. Oh, God. He's going to forgive us for us, of course, but still, it's terrible. Anyway. The dramatic tension had evaporated, leaving him blinking, baffled. I pulled away from him slightly to lead things off. First off, let's all introduce yourself. Let's all introduce ourselves. I'm Spacey Arisu. Next! I'm Ryoshi Arisu. As you know, I'm Spacey Arisu's older brother, and I work as a hunter. Last but not least, it's your boy Wolf, the star of the show. I'm Arisu's star-crossed lover and soulmate, and Ryushi is my mentor and savior. As for Red, he's my childhood friend. Star-crossed lover and soulmate. Yeah, but no. Friends? You and I. Oh, give me a break. That's what you latch onto? Did you even hear the rest? I mean, how else would you even describe our relationship? Well, I thought you hated me. I never said that. Don't jump to conclusions, Dumbo. I shook my head. Honestly, I can't really blame him. After the blackmail letter and that little tirade of yours, anyone would think you hated them. What? Dude, are you serious? Dead serious, my dude. I like that we just called him my dude. I nodded and Wolf winced apologetically. My bad. I started getting all heated partway through. Do the two of you know each other? We're friends, duh. Weren't you paying attention? Wait, so the male friend Spacey spoke of... Yep, that was Wolf. I mean, I guess I should have realized that some shit like this was coming with like it's really weird that we know Wolf and he was friends with Wolf, but like somehow that we never mentioned it, never came up. Like communication, that's why. We weren't purposely not communicating because we didn't want him to... No, okay. Earth to Red? Red seemed to have mentally shut down. Wolf waved a hand in front of his face. What about that dagger? Oh, this? It's just a prop knife. A toy! Looks crazy realistic though, huh? Wolf pressed the tip of the dagger against his palm, and the entire blade retracted into the handle. Then who ransacked the mansion? Oh, that was all me. He raised his hand enthusiastically. I told you though, at least I knew that, because he wasn't at school that day. I told you. I gotta say, I was pretty worried about overdoing it, you know? But Ryoshi insisted on it. As I told him, you have to do it like you mean it or else it won't feel genuine. I still think you went overboard personally. I'm guessing you want to know why you were deceived, huh? Yes. Long story short, we wanted you to understand. It was like a moral lesson. Understand what? We wanted to show you that you're not alone. We wanted you to realize that. I'm not alone? Ryoshi and Wolf told me basically the whole story. They were both worried about you. See, you're convinced that you're all alone, and that you have to be. To you, anything else would be a sin, because this is your self-enforced punishment for the crime you've committed. But the truth is, you hate it more than anything. You've always hated being alone. Okay, this is kind of cute. Like, we did this to prove that you're not alone by making you think that everybody hates you. The fuck? But then again, he was the one, okay, I kind of almost am like okay with what they did. Like, I'm not okay with what they did, but like, it's almost okay because it's like he was going to try to get quote unquote revenge on Ryushi, right? And we were like, oh, so he was gonna use us, but then we turned and used him to be like, you don't have to do this. You were just angry about it. Like, it's okay. Like, so, I mean, okay, I kind of, but this was a plot twist that I didn't see coming. I like it. But your integrity kept you from acknowledging that fact. You stubbornly refused to accept it. Then as the years went by, your loneliness became the status quo. But too much solitude would turn your heart to ice. So we felt we had to save you before you froze over completely. Then I got that blackmail letter from you, so the three of us talked about it, and we decided to use the opportunity to our advantage. So she knew with the black, that's why she wasn't concerned about it. That said, not everything went exactly according to plan. I gave a self-deprecating laugh. And tell me about it. You're such a jerk, Blondie. How the heck did you not recognize me right away? You totally forgot me, didn't you? With all this wolf talk, you'd think I'd be right at the forefront of your mind, but no. I'd introduced myself like a loser. He remembered you, he just didn't recognize you. No, I didn't forget you, I didn't recognize you with those nerdy glasses. What? Dude. And then all of a sudden you just hear this weird creepy creak noise. It's my freaking ice maker, but it just made a weird like creak, like a creaky door opening, and I'm like, dude, when I'm talking, that's fucking freaky. Hey, did you just laugh, you jerk? I am disappointed he's our brother. Pipe down. Enough with the chit-chat. Let's move on. At last, Ryoshi broke the silence in order to land a kick on Wolf. I can't say Ryoshi. It's Ryushi. I don't know why my brain says it wrong. I don't know why, but I can anyway. Ow! Ryoshi, you bully! Ryoshi jerked his chin in a gesture of shut up and explain your side of things. I always regretted the way things went down that day. After you impersonated me to visit my grandma, you just up and vanished from my life. And then I moved back to the big city so I could get surgery, and I never got to say goodbye. You were always on my mind. Bromance is strong. And the surgery was a total success, and I recovered pretty quick. Did you know I can run super fast these days? Things are different now. Nobody holds me back anymore. Even if they tried, I wouldn't let them. So why would I bother coming back to this backwoods podunk town? To find you, Red! Wolf pointed squarely at Red's face. Me? Yes, you! And then when I found you, I was so excited. I tried to talk to you, but you ignored me. You ignored me, dude! What? When was this? Right when I first moved back! Oh my god, he doesn't even remember. Look, it's not my fault, okay? It's been years. I mean, yeah, I get that. It's still pretty cold, though. At the time, I was like, dude, this asshole forgot about his best friend, the most obnoxious person in the world who won't leave you alone. And, like, even when you're like, do you forget him? He's still, hounding you. Dude! And you're like, you are so annoying. You remind me of someone. But after that, I ran into Ryoshi again, and he told me what was going on with you. He told me you'd been all alone all this time. I never thought for a minute that you'd still be hung up on that stuff to this day. You're pretty dumb, you know that? I mean, he kind of is dumb, but, like, yeah. You don't have to be so rude about it. Excuse me? I think I've earned the right to call you names after that. You left me to drown while you ran off to visit Grandma at my place, remember? Well, yes, but... Do you know how hard I searched for you after that? I had so much I wanted to say to you, and yet you turned tail and ran. I wasn't mad about you leaving me or impersonating me. I was mad about you ghosting me. I'm sorry. You turned tail and ran. Does he have a tail? I'm so curious. Does he have a tail? I feel like if he's got the ears, he should have a tail. Like, you just gotta get the full fursona thing out there. Like, enough. At least now we're finally talking again. Years later. I feel like the love, the bromance between them is stronger than my love for him, and we're gonna have to always fight. It's a weird love triangle because, like, Wolf loves me, but I love Red, but Wolf and Red kind of love each other, and I'm just like, and Ryoshi's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like, you freaks have fun. I went to visit Grandma myself later on. You did? After Ryoshi rescued me from the lake, he took me to the hospital and let me see her. She was in good spirits, actually. She was struggling with a pretty nasty sickness, but she could still talk. So I apologized to her for being such a spoiled brat all the time. Oh, good. Because you were kind of a brat, but it's like, and if your grandma died with you, you'd be like, I'm so sorry, Grandma. I think that would have made you feel like shit, you know? But she just laughed and forgave me like it was nothing. I see. And then she told me not to take you for granted. Huh? She said, he's a good kid, honest and sincere to a fault. That said, he tends to keep things bottled up, and I imagine the loneliness weighs on him a little heavier than most. Well, yeah, because most people are lonely, but are still people. He's got fucking weird-ass animal ears. That's not normal. That's gonna get you shunned, all I'm saying. We wouldn't. We'd just pet his little ears. I mean, we still love him anyway, but you know what I'm just saying? He just walks into town like that, and people are gonna be like, the fuck? Because it's not an accessory. You know, like nowadays, people walking around with ears, you'd be like, wow, those are really convincing. They just like wearing like animal ears. People wear cat ears, people wear fake tails, like, you know, people dress like furries. I'm just saying. But still, if you just saw a person walking around in a fucking like raccoon suit, full on furry, you'd be like, what? Because it'd be confusing. And just imagine if that was the first time you'd ever seen one, or that wasn't normal. It's still not quite normal, but it's enough that you know about them, and if you saw someone, you'd be like, is there a convention in town? It's a Tuesday. The fuck? You know, but it wouldn't be like, demon! You know what I mean? Like, I just can't imagine in this day and age, in this town, that this is gonna fly without people being mean to him, is all I'm saying. So, poor thing. She wanted me to get stronger so I could be there for you. And she wanted to thank you for the pretty flowers. Grandma! Is that you, little Wolf? Yeah, it's me, your grandson Wolf. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I'm such a stupid, spoiled brat all the time. Oh, that's all right. To me, all that matters is that you're happy and healthy. I knew you were feeling lonely without your mom and dad around, and I knew you wanted to play outside like all the other children. I should have done more for you. I'm sorry. Oh my God, Grandma, you did so much you're gonna make me cry. Don't apologize. What the fuck? God damn it, Grandma. No, that's not true. I mean, yeah, when I first moved here, I was lonely because I didn't have any friends, and my parents weren't around. But you've always been there for me, Grandma, and now I have a best friend. The two of you mean the world to me, and you lost them both. Okay, I'm kind of feeling bad for Wolf right now. Like, man, this is a tearjerker. It's okay, I'm not really crying. I save that. Save that for 7 Scarlet moments, is all I'm saying. Well, now, that's so, eh? I'm glad to hear it. I always enjoyed seeing the two of you having fun together. Grandma Spacey lost her grandma voice for a minute there. Why are you talking in the past tense? You're still going to be with us. Otherwise, I'll end up alone. No, you won't. You've got Little Red Riding Hood, don't you? Yeah, but he can't replace you, Grandma. I can slip into Wolf's voice easy, but I can't slip back to Grandma Spacey really easy. What's with the flowers? Flowers? Oh, yes. Pretty, aren't they? Little Red Riding Hood brought them. He's a good kid. Honest and sincere to a fault. I think he's a good fit for you, Wolf. I'm glad the two of you are friends. Me too. That said, he tends to keep things bottled up, and I imagine the loneliness weighs on him a little heavier than most. You know what's funny? Wolf told us the exact shit, and then we had to see the flashback scene and hear the exact stuff. Like, he could have said, yeah, Grandma was worried about you, and we could have done the flashback scene and heard exactly what she said and known that he told, but He told us exactly word for word what she said, and now we hear word for word what she said, and he's probably going to reiterate word for word what she said when we go back. Like, we didn't need that much of the same explanation, is all I'm saying.
So I'll need you to get stronger so you can be there for him. He's always there for you, isn't he? So you'd best return the favor. You're right. I'm gonna be there for him.
And then he lost him.
You're such an angel. Of course I am. I'm your grandson, after all.
She knew I was lying the whole time.
Dude, we can see right through you. You really need to stop underestimating everyone in your life. All of us, me included, we all care about you. We all pay attention. It's about time you realize how we're here for you, you dumbass. When I was a sickly little kid, my parents sent me to live with my grandma in the countryside so I could recover. I didn't know anybody, and I wasn't well enough to go to school. I was so damn lonely. And then when I spotted you alone at the lake, I thought to myself, maybe we're birds of a feather.
I wonder if that's why Grandma made him a hood with ears. Does he actually have real ears, too? Because that'd be funny. But I'm just wondering if maybe Grandma made him either that or because his name is Wolf, she made it, or he is like, I want a hood with ears so I can be like Red. Oh, that'd be so cute. Why do you think Grandma made me this hood with ears so we could be alike? Oh, that'd be so cute. Could it be just pretend it's a little bit of both? I'm just gonna go with that.
So I tried to talk to you over and over and over. And then right when I was about to give up, you finally responded. Do you know how excited I was? And I was so stoked to finally make friends with you. Being a lone wolf was never cool. Deep down I wanted someone to hang out with. And you felt the same way, didn't you?
Wolf. Wolf's tears were contagious, and Red soon began to shed a few of his own. This is so adorable, I love it! Yes, you're right. The whole reason I disobeyed my mother and went outside was because I couldn't take the loneliness anymore. And then I met you and your grandmother, and I wasn't alone anymore. You had people that cared about you because your mom didn't. And so when I heard that grandmother had collapsed, I got so frightened. I thought if something happened to her, I'd end up alone again. But in the end, I ruined everything. I was so alone. And I was so lonely. Tears rolled down his cheeks as his heart began to defrost. So you finally admit it? Admit what? To you, that was your real crime. You, my friend, have a guilt complex. A guilt complex? Yeah, you've heard of it, right? It's when you blame yourself to an excessive degree. I'd say it fits you perfectly. After everything that happened in your past, you closed yourself off. You refused to let yourself be happy or even smile, so you rejected joy and chose solitude instead. Like Spacey said, eventually the solitude was going to turn your heart to ice. You were in a precarious position, and that drove you to devise a plan against me. When guilt outweighs forgiveness, it can subconsciously push you to take drastic action. Not only do you become hostile to yourself, but to others as well. You start thinking, it's that person's fault I screwed up. You may have punished yourself harshly for a long time, but that sort of thing doesn't last forever. The human heart wears down over time. So after a while, the only thing keeping you going was your newfound hatred of me. He's so precious when he grins. As a hunter, I naturally knew all about you, and I needed to help you before it was too late. That and a weight on me that I'd inadvertently contributed to your trauma, and that's why I wrote the script for this little storyline, to help you overcome it. We talk about our brother being an asshole, but I don't think he's really an asshole. He's actually kind of squishy on the inside, and I kind of love it. He's our marshmallow. Our douchey brother is our marshmallow. Although it seems someone made some heavy edits. I looked away awkwardly. But then Ryoshi grabbed me by the head and forced me to look at Red. To cure the guilt complex, you needed someone around to forgive you. To forgive me. That's right. Frankly, I ain't have a mind to skip all this roundabout crap, hunt you down and set the record straight about Wolf and his grandma myself. But I knew that wouldn't be enough for you to recover. Like I said earlier, you've been closed off for a long time now. You wouldn't feel vindicated just knowing the truth. So in order to help you feel truly forgiven, I needed you to come to terms with your own wrongdoing. Conveniently for me, he had just sent us a blackmail letter, so I went ahead and used that to set the stage, as it were. You were waiting for someone to come along and tell you that you're not a bad person, someone who could accept you as you are. So that's precisely what I prescribed. Red looked from Wolf to me. Am I forgiven?
Come on, you know the answer to that better than any of us.
Anyway, the rest is up to you now. Ryoshi patted me on the head. Right. Spacey. I balled my fists in my lap. Then after a deep breath, I looked Red squarely in the eye. I'm sorry, Red. Regardless of my motive, the fact is I deceived you. I won't ask you to forgive me, and I won't blame you if you hate my guts for it. Why should you apologize? What? This unexpected reply caught me off guard. But it was all an act. Everything. No, it wasn't. You love him, goddammit. I tricked you. I knew Wolf and Ryoshi were behind a lot of the harassment, but I chose not to tell you. On purpose. Yes, I understand that. But you wouldn't have gotten involved in the first place had I not sent you the original blackmail letter. Okay, valid point. Wait, no it isn't! I'm just glad you're safe. I'd meant to say I'm a bad person before he interrupted me. As I stared at him in surprise, he smiled slightly. Your suffering would be worse than any punishment. What? Miss Arisu, what's the matter? Tears streaked down my face, one after another. My vision blurred until all I could see was a vaguely red smear. Then I hugged my head and choked out. You're just too good to me. Please, call me by my name. I don't know how I found the strength to make that selfish demand at a time like this, but somehow I did. Spacey. Sorry, I can't hear you. Could you repeat that? Spacey. What is it, Red? I looked up and donned a smile, but my face was still messy with tears, so it must have looked pretty pathetic. I was just so happy that he smiled at me. I couldn't stop myself. You can barely see because he's blurry. Can I ask you one thing? Sure. What is it? When you said it was all an act, does that include the time when you said you liked me? That would be the worst, pretending to be in love with someone and be like, nah, I'm not really. Oh my god, you wouldn't say that. Actually, never mind. You don't have to answer that. Why is that? I choose to believe it. I'm not smart enough to be skeptical anyway. He smiled shyly. Aw, Red. Will you forgive me for my part in this deceit? Yes, of course I forgive you. And I forgive myself, too. Red! This is such a cute moment. She hugs him and he looks terrified. As typical, I love it. Unable to hold back, I threw my arms around him. Ah! I love you so much! Spacey, you can't hug me right now. You're soaking wet. Go ahead and have your nose bleed. I'll be right there to mop it up. Or punch me until I let go. Either way. I can never punch you, but, we have an audience. Then consider me an exhibitionist. Exhibitionist?
You just pictured it, didn't you? You horn dog.
No, I did not picture it. I would never picture anything of the sort. And don't conflate me with a walking libido like you.
Excuse me. You were right there with me when we were reading those porno mags we found in the attic.
What? Now I get it. So Wolf's been a bad influence. Why did Grandma have porn? You know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know why Grandma had porn. Grandma had gay porn and they got some ideas is all I'm saying. Don't worry. Any boyfriend of mine is permitted to dabble in porn magazines, no matter how kinky. What?
For real?
Our brother. I love our brother so much. He's the best in this fucking guy, I swear to God. Okay, no, Gretel was like the fucking best. Like, The side characters in the routes are so good, and I just love him because everyone's like, what, for real? Talking about porn. He's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. He is so me inside. For fuck's sake. That's what that Sai said, and I love it so much.
Come on, Arisu. You ought to ditch this virgin and get with me. I'll show you a way better time, I promise.
Please. The only thing you've had sex with is the palm of that fucking hood right there. Hate to break it to you, Wolf, but I'm not the type to go astray.
Aw, come on. Who cares about the proper path? It's more fun to wander off.
That's enough.
Ow!
We're leaving, Wolf.
What? Seriously? But your little sister's about to get her...
I couldn't even finish reading that without fucking laughing because I started reading it before I actually, looked at the line. Oh my god. This fucking path, these fucking lines, this fucking game is just so magical. Oh my god, we need more of not only of this game, but this developer. Is it the same? I don't think it's the same, not translation-wise, but I mean, original developer is, London Detective Mysteria. But those are the vibes I get with just how witty and, the writing, how beautiful it was. London Detective Mysteria had some really poetic moments, but it always had some witty one-line or, lines back and forth, just everything. And that's what I love that. It's so... We get that in other games. I feel like you've got, sometimes back and forth, but it's not all the time. This is a non-fucking stop. This is like a bullet train of just witty one-liners going around, and it's just fucking insane, and I fucking love that. Holy shit. Whew. Okay, anyway.
What? Seriously? Your little sister's about to get her first hot beef and
I'm gonna dump your ass back in the lake.
Anything but that, dude. For real, I could have died. Issue!
Hey, Spacey, do something about that one, would you?
Sure thing.
Thanks, Oni-chan. Big brother. Oni-chan. And so Ryoshi walked off, dragging Wolf by the scruff of the neck. As for Red, he was opening and closing his mouth in rapid succession like a fish washed ashore. This poor fucking thing. Well, looks like it's just the two of us. With my arm still around his neck, I batted my lashes flirtatiously. Yes? I'm sorry. This is so hard for me. It's too fucking funny. Can I touch your mouth? Cute yelling. You mean like a kiss? A kiss? I love how she's so cute when she's gonna kiss him and he's like, the fuck? He doesn't even have his hands on her. He's like, ah! Yeah, I like that. Smooch. I'm not making a kiss noise. It's weird. I pecked him on the lips. What is it they always say afterwards? Thanks for the treat. What are you saying? I'm a wolf, remember? I'm not gonna stop loving you just because you're a wolf. I mean, sure, your animal side may catch me off guard from time to time, but I'm not entirely opposed. Girl's got some furry tendencies, I see. If anything, it's actually kind of endearing. Endearing? Ever since the boys told me about you, I was always a little curious, and after spending time with you, I was officially head over heels. So I asked Wolf to give me a slightly different role to play. You're always so earnest and dutiful. Your shy side is adorable. Your sincerity is sweet. You're just all around lovable. But I'm an imbecile. I'm every bit as stupid as Wolf claims. I'm the kind of fool who doesn't realize what matters most until it's gone. On top of that, I deceive... I promptly shut him up. With my lips. Fucking... I love her. She's great. We slowly pulled apart, and I smiled. We'll consider that your punishment for lying to me. Now it's your turn to punish me. I closed my eyes as if to say, have at it, tiger. If anything, that was a reward. The second kiss apparently exceeded his maximum threshold because he exploded into a nosebleed and passed out. What the... Red! Pull yourself together! Red! Gah. It's fucking adorable. If only I had never known love, neither then would I know this pain. Who am I quoting, you ask? I'll leave that to your imagination. When Red Riding Hood discovered love, he realized the weight of his loneliness, and when love found him again, he was rescued from solitude. What does it mean to be truly alone? Would you not curse the world for leaving you to your own devices? You're lonely too, is that it? Oh my god, it's like he's calling me out. You know what, wizard? Not cool. Not fucking cool. He's like, that's why you're playing this game, because you're sad and alone. Some people are not sad and alone when they play these. Me, yeah, but I mean, wow. Me? Couldn't tell you. Nevertheless, they lived happily ever after. And that's one happy ending down. Aren't you proud? Yeah, I used a guide, but... Once upon a time, there lived a lonely little boy. The boy was perpetually isolated. Why? Because his mother had warned him that the outside world was full of wicked wolves, and he wasn't to speak with them. And so he lived hidden away from the world, with no personal connections. But the boy yearned to explore the world, and one day, while his mother was away, he snuck out of the house to visit the lake. Good lord, bird, what the fuck? It's probably just your reflection, you crazy ass. The outside world was vast and filled with things he'd never seen before, but the boy only ever ventured to the lake alone. It was expected for children his age to attend school, but not him. Then one day, a boy named Wolf called out to him. The lonely boy remembered his mother's warning and tried to ignore Wolf, but over time, he found it hard to believe the other boy could be wicked. The more they talked, the closer the two boys became. You know what's really funny, actually? I just realized that he has ears, like, on this, but when we saw him sitting there, I don't remember actually seeing them on the CG. I don't think I fucking noticed them, because I would have seen the ear thing coming. Like, we saw this CG. I was like, whoa, baby, I don't remember. Wow, I'm not smart. I'm gonna bet somebody, because again, like, you haven't seen any of you haven't seen any of Taisho, Alice. I'm literally recording this all before Christmas, but like, somebody will probably have been like, when I was like, oh my god, he has ears, been like, that was in the CG like 2 days ago. I'm not smart. Wow. I really feel Wolf hard right now. Not Wolf. I really feel Red. Like, just, I feel you. Like, right now, I'm just like, yep, I'm pulling you. I'm not smart. Wow. Oh, good lord. Wolf had a poor constitution and lived together with his grandmother. After she met the lonely boy, she sewed him a Red Riding Hood so that he could conceal his unusual appearance from the world. It suited him well, and from that day forward, everyone referred to him as Red Riding Hood. Every day spent with Wolf was a blast for Red Riding Hood. Day after day, he would sneak out of the house to go see him. One day, the two boys were playing together when all of a sudden, a man rushed over to them. The man told them grandmother had fallen ill and was looking for her grandson. Then the man grabbed Red Riding Hood's arm instead of Wolf's. I'm not Wolf. It should have been an easy feat to correct the misunderstanding, but instead Red Riding Hood left to go visit grandmother in Wolf's place, in place of Wolf. In doing so, he had betrayed not only his mother, but now Wolf and grandmother as well. When he returned home that night, he was surprised to see that the lights were on. His mother was home. Hesitantly, he opened the door, and inside he found his mother staring at him with cold, distant eyes. After that night, his mother never returned to him again. Can you just fucking imagine? Like, she obviously resented him and hated him. 'Cause, like, he has ears. Like wolf ears, but that's just fucked up. He cursed himself for disobeying her. If only he hadn't disobeyed his mother and gone astray, he never would have betrayed and ultimately lost everyone he ever cared about. Alone, Red Riding Hood looked at himself in the mirror. Big ears, sparkling eyes, and a deceitful tongue. That was when he realized The real reason his mother had kept him inside was because he himself was a wicked wolf. From then on, Red Riding Hood decided never to get attached to anyone ever again. Instead, he chose a life of quiet solitude. His mother was gone. Wolf and his grandmother were gone. He lived alone, without anyone by his side. He would never go astray again. This was his punishment. Time passed. One sunny day, a much older Red Riding Hood spotted a hunter walking by. As luck would have it, it was the same man who had mistaken him for Wolf that fateful day. The hunter was walking with a princess whose smile was radiant like the sun. Weighed down with the crushing loneliness, Red Riding Hood grew unbearably jealous. Then something occurred to him. If he transformed himself into a police officer to protect the princess, he could use her to get closer to the hunter. Having successfully wormed his way into the princess's castle, Red Riding Hood attempted to frighten the princess, but nothing worked as planned. Instead, an entirely different big bad wolf started to harass her as well. The more time he spent with her, the more he sincerely wanted to keep her safe. But the more he fell for her, the more guilty he felt for deceiving her. Once he caught the big bad wolf, Red Riding Hood vowed to confess everything to the princess. But the moment he took his eyes off her, she was kidnapped by the big bad wolf. When he went to the lake to rescue her, there he found a much older wolf holding the princess hostage. As it turned out, Wolf was the other big bad wolf. He ordered Red Riding Hood to admit his crimes in exchange for the princess's safe return. Convinced that his friend resented him for visiting grandmother in his place, Red Riding Hood apologized again and again. But Wolf didn't care. Eventually, Wolf lost patience and tried to hurt the princess. In a panic, Red Riding Hood lunged forward, sending the three of them toppling into the lake. Once Red Riding Hood had rescued the two of them, he apologized for his deceit. The truth is, I'm a big bad wolf. At this, the princess's sunny smile clouded over, and she apologized in return. I knew you were deceiving me, and I was deceiving you right back. Then the hunter walked over and revealed the truth. It was all a part of an elaborate ploy set up by Wolf, the princess, and the hunter himself. Now an adult, Red Riding Hood was still chained down by the sins of his childhood, and solitude was his miserable punishment. There was only one way to save him: to forgive his crimes. When Wolf told him to admit his crimes, what he really meant was to come to terms with your mistakes. The princess forgave Red Riding Hood for telling lies, and Red Riding Hood forgave her in turn, as well as himself. And so, vindicated by the power of love, Red Riding Hood and the princess lived happily ever after.
Like, how did I not notice the fucking ears?
What am I, dumb? Yeah, don't answer that. That's a yes. We can't watch the thing, I'm sorry. Once upon a time in the Looking Glass world, there lived a lonely young man who spent all of his days in perfect solitude. He lived hidden away from the world with no personal connections to speak of. But that's all in the past now. Okay, this time I'm gonna say it. Hello, who is it? It is I, Red Riding Hood. Might I intrude upon your domicile? Red, welcome! You're, rather early. Oh. Hello there, Spacey. Thank you kindly for inviting me to your tea party. Of course! Likewise, thanks for coming. Listen, Spacey. Yes? What is it? These are for you. Wow! What lovely carnations! For me? Yes, I picked them just for you. Thank you so much! I love them! I'm glad to hear it. Yes? Wolf and Ryoshi aren't here yet, are they? No, just you so far. Good to know. Oh, I mean, Red? Care to explain why exactly you turned up ahead of time? Oh, well, because I didn't want them to get between us. So you wanted to be alone with me? Yes, I wanted to be alone with you. Is that a bad thing?
Of course not.
Mushiro Daikange? Mushiro? Mushiro Daikange, I think. I don't know if that's right. Anyway, if anything, I support it. I see. Glad to hear it. Oh, and also, I'd like to finally give you my formal response to that question.
What question?
The one from back then. Spacey, I love...
Yes?
I love protecting you.
Should have seen that one coming.
No, that's not what I meant. That was a mistake. Please forget I said it.
Okay, poof, memory deleted.
Whew. Now then, allow me to try again.
Okay.
Spacey, I'm in love.
Hello?
I apologize. That wasn't intentional. I couldn't help it. I'm just not used to this sort of thing. By which I mean to say it's my first time.
Look, Red, you don't have to tell me today. I'll gladly wait until you're ready.
No, that's unacceptable.
Okay, why is it unacceptable?
Well, you've professed your feelings to me dozens of times now. I need to be a man and set the record straight.
Red.
These carnations.
Hmm?
Do you know what red carnations represent in flower language, Spacey?
No? Will you tell me?
In flower language, red carnations represent maternal love, faith in love, and ardent love.
Ardent love?
Yes. Spacey, when I'm with you, I can scarcely breathe, almost like I'm drowning. My heart pounds like crazy, and I can't think straight. But it isn't altogether unpleasant. If anything, it's rather fun, and it makes me hunger for more. When we're apart, you're all I can think of, and my chest aches. So I contemplated why this might be, and my conclusion is that I must be quite interested in you. No, that's not quite right. In a blink, I found myself obsessed with you.
That crossed a line. Like, okay, that's a little bit much. I said I liked you, and now you're obsessed with me, buddy. Just kidding.
Spacey.
Yes?
I love you. I'm crazy about you. So please, forgive me for this.
Yes. Red, was that?
This is your punishment for deceiving me. Well, indirectly through the flowers, anyway. Now we're even, wouldn't you say? What's wrong? Your face is redder than a tomato. Is this yet another fever? My chest aches and I can't breathe. That sounds serious. I better take you to a bed at once.
But bed? Did I get a nosebleed now?
Huh? Spacey. Spacey!
And they lived happily ever after. So I got a nosebleed. All that time teasing him, he's like, I better take you to bed at once. And she's like, what? No, that's fucking adorable. Read all the stories. That's sad though, but we didn't read all the stories. So we'll do our bad endings and stuff in the next part, and then also go down. Oh, we gotta go to our memories and check our things. I forgot. So, well, wait a minute. Oh, because some of them start here. Oh, okay. I got confused. I was like, anyway. This one with his scary eye. Like, this would be so good if his eyes didn't look like scary motherfucking... Like, look how scary his fucking eyes are. Like, they're like crazy eyes. I mean... That one's better. Not crazy. But then we go back to crazy eyes. Or not. Okay. Oh, he wasn't sitting in the flower field. Oh, he was, but he had the hood on. That's why I didn't notice the ears. Okay,
I don't feel, I'm like, I know we saw him sitting in the field and I didn't notice the ears because he had the hood on. This was the later one. Okay. He didn't have the, okay. All right. I don't feel so bad for like not noticing. But like, look, he's so little baby. I just like the way she's looking at him, her little frown, like, Oh. That's great. That's just fucking great. I didn't fucking super close up. Ah! There's like a bazillion CGs in this one. Like, that's amazing. Like the look at her face, she's like, wait, what? Are you holding my hand? Like, he looks like angry or like traumatized or like whatever, and like all of his CGs, like, there are like absolutely none that are just like charmingly good. They're all like he's all kind of depressed or like scared or like like it's like so funny. There's like none where he looks relatively normal. Like, I mean, this is actually, I think, one of my favorites. I just love how like traumatized you look. Like, what the fuck? I love this one. This might be our end one. Because like none of the other ones are like, although that one is kind of cute, but I still like the shocked one. But because that's pretty much him. That's literally 100% him. Like that one is adorable, but it doesn't, it's not as much hip to me. There's something about it that just doesn't seem right. But like, okay, that seems a little more like I like how we get a super close up of the flowers when he kisses us instead of another kissy CG. Is all I'm saying. We could have gotten a kissy CG. And then ours our little last one. That's so cute. No, but I do think this is like my favorite because it's just like, he's like, the fuck? Even though you want a nice pretty one of him, but this is still my favorite. But yeah, so we'll do the bad endings in the next part. So that should, well, I say it shouldn't be too long, but we've already gotten one of them. I'm wondering though, because we did the change the subject? No, karate chop him. But there's another one that you do a bad ending and it said you'll reach this ending near the end. So I wonder if it's the same one, because you know how in Cinderella's there was a couple that were basically the same. So we'll find out. And then we'll also go through and read all the other options that we didn't read. So yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.